Hello my beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. For those who are new, hi, my name is Victoria and I'm here to share with you my passion about makeup and skincare. So if you still haven't joined my family, please make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you will be notified about my future videos. Also follow me on Instagram and I have a TikTok account with the same username. In today's video we're gonna unbox and try on all the products from BoxyCharm by Ipsy for the month of November. I cannot believe it, every single month I'm saying that, but Christmas is literally around the corner and I am not ready for that. Honestly, I still have my autumn decorations on. Maybe at the end of the month I'll start prepping for Christmas because when the snow will come, I kind of want to drag that, beautiful season on the winter period versus, starting this so early because the autumn in New York this year was incredible. If I'm gonna tell you guys that it probably was the most beautiful autumn I remember, I wouldn't lie, because I literally was able to catch so many beautiful spots, like especially in the mountains where the trees would change their colors. And I was trying also to make like small videos about towns around and stuff like that where you could go and have fun in autumn time, so definitely check my TikTok. I feel like I added most of them also on YouTube Shorts, but if you want to see more, I'll go to the TikTok account I linked before and you'll see a lot of suggestions so you can save them for the next year. But in today's video we're gonna be talking about a lot of, I'd say, makeup mostly, but still hair care and body care is included. I want to start from the theme of the month. We have here this little guy and it says paint the season bright. This holiday season, don't just deck the halls, line your eyes, gloss your lips and paint the season bright. So you can see here that there's definitely something new available, and this is Ipsy Advent Calendar. I was kind of like thinking about this and you guys need to tell me in the comments down below, would you like me to review that? If so, I'll have to get that as soon as possible so I'll have enough time to actually do the whole review and stuff before Christmas will come. So yeah, definitely let me know if you like that idea. I'll get that calendar for reviewing and we'll discuss that together. The other thing I wanted to say is that first time since I remember this whole situation, like I live in an apartment complex, I think it was first time when it was hand delivered to me in a way that girl literally had to call my apartment to get in, for me to like press the button for her to get into the building and hand that to me. I don't remember that being like that, maybe just because of, I don't know, different people delivering, or I don't know, maybe something changed. But either way, I'm excited to start from reviewing those products, and I think I'm gonna start from Ipsy's choice because as you can see my complexion is basically ready. The only thing that's missing for the complexion part is going to be a blush. Actually no, highlighter is also missing because I like to kind of like layer highlighter on the top of my blush. So I want to discuss something that looks really cute and I feel like it may be a really good product. It's this little guy. This one is Seraphine Botanicals Tea Plus Rose Strike Free Satin Blush in the shade that's called Fresh Apricot that retails for $32. So this is supposed to have a lot of good ingredients as artichoke, yerba mate and alpine rose, as well as evening primrose. Those extracts will help us to get that beautiful refreshed and rejuvenated look without looking cakey or without the blush settling into the pores or just looking crusty. I want to say that I tried their products before. I believe I had blush trio or something like that, or maybe it was like a trio of 2 blushes and a highlighter, and they came in plastic white packaging. This one has clear packaging on the top so you can see clearly what color is that. Also different colors, there's 7 different colors you can choose from. Different colors come in different variation of finish. So if you're looking at this one, this is almost like waves, almost like sand waves. Doesn't make sense, but every other color has different finish, which is so cute. It has 10 grams, 12 months of a shelf life, and it's made in China. So it's a satin blush. Also, I like how color actually combines different undertones, so it's going to be easy to make this work for a lot of skin tones. I don't necessarily love any orange blushes because I usually look a bit older with orange colors on me, but I still play with them since I still have that ability to do so. But this one looks really intriguing because I I know for sure this is not going to be just orange blush. Even on the camera, as I'm looking in my viewfinder, it definitely looks slightly different than in real life. In real life, it looks more orangey, but in like my screen, I can tell you that this has a lot of different colors in blended seamlessly. I must tell you that for this packaging, it's definitely premium price, but if the formula is good, who cares about the packaging? Joking, I care about the packaging. I'm sure you do too. So let's take a look at this blush. Let's try this. I just cleaned all my brushes yesterday. I'm so proud of myself. I have clean brush and I'm gonna just swirl it kind of lightly. And let's try to apply this to our cheeks. You know how to apply your blush. If you like blushes, I'm sure you have your own technique, so just use that. They tell us to kind of like swirl it around, so that's the application method, but honestly just build the way you like it. It's very, very buildable. I like it already, and like I told you guys, look at the color. I don't know, maybe I should apply more. I kind of have to be a bit more careful because I'm going to work right after the video. I like this type of the videos when I'm getting ready, and as I was prepping for work, I realized I have time to film, and why don't we just combine all of those together, like me getting ready and actually talk with you about this new product. And I think so far it worked out really nicely every time I would do that. I mean, sometimes wear test wouldn't go as well as I would like it to go, but still it was always something that helped me to realize how good is this or that product on the days when I'm busy. And I'm sure you guys all have jobs, or you have stuff to do around the house, or you have school, so it's always a little more challenging when you're applying for the first time something and you have to go and do your stuff, run errands or anything, because it's a real wear test, you know what I mean? It's a real, and nothing will beat that, and it's the best way to realize for you, can this product be a part of your routine? That's the most important part. So I'm being light-handed, and I actually, maybe I'm not being light-handed, not as light-handed as I could possibly be, but I like the formula. It's really nice and silky. It's smooth on cheeks, very buildable. It doesn't pull as orange as you would expect apricot, and I like that complexity. I like that this actual formula and this actual color combines not only orange but also like pinkish tone as well, so it's really pretty. I really like the formula. I read in the description that it's such an innovative formula, not like your previous powders that just cakey and dry, but let's be honest, this all was in the previous century, because nowadays there are so many good powders that it's really difficult to call something innovative when you know that there are so many good formulas around. So we're gonna do this. I'm gonna really quickly just add a little bit of a setting spray to my cheeks, just because I set my face, but I didn't quite set my cheeks, and I want them to be just a little bit more refreshed. As you add setting spray, they become a little more obviously like glowy, dewy, but like glowy within, not that crazy greasy glow. So also I want to add a little bit of highlighter just real fast without distracting myself from the products. You know what, now when I'm thinking about this, I'm gonna add a little bit more of the liquid highlighter instead of adding that powder one I usually use, because I want it to look kind of like a skin-like, and I feel like this blush looks really nice, so I don't want to ruin this with like extra shine. I want it to be mostly like glowy within situation. Okay, my loves, and now let's actually take a look at something I chose. I normally don't go for eyeshadow palettes unless I'm curious about them or there's nothing else to choose from, but this palette was kind of intriguing and I've never tried this brand, and I just trusted my gut, so I hope it wasn't a big mistake from my end. So let's take a look at this little palette here. Well, not so little, but at this new palette we chose that's called Moonshake palette from the brand Moonslice Beauty that retails for $30. It looks incredible, honestly. It combines different finishes, matte, shimmer, foils, and you can use this for so many occasions, from let's say daytime to late night, because it has a lot of colors you can play with. Also want to tell you that it has 22.5 1.5 grams, made in PRC, 24 months of a shelf life, vegan, cruelty free, and the packaging is so pretty and the price is not bad either for the amount you get. Hope the formula is good because based on the swatches, I'll show you the swatches right here as I speak. The formula was swatching really nicely. You can tell that it's so versatile. There are so many colors you can play with. There's even a black color that's always intimidating, but if you're doing smoky eye, definitely play with that. Today we're not going to be doing smoky eye just because I'm going to work and it's a daytime. It's a light day outside and I feel like it would be a little too much. Suitable for so many occasions. You can play with this definitely in different ways and it looks very fallish because of the tones, but I feel like it's gonna complement well the blush we have. We're gonna create work look for today, so it's gonna be a little lighter than normally, but still I like to be a little bolder than normal people maybe like. So yeah, there's possibility that this look that we're gonna create today may fit your nighttime routine versus daytime, because I'm planning to use some dark shades, not the black one but a little darker ones. So before jumping into creating the eye look, I wanna talk briefly about the choice section I had. You can see there's only 4 options. It's because my email had some glitch and I got this Ipsy choice email a little later on the day, and usually, you know guys, the sooner you get to the choice section the better it is. So I didn't have a lot of choices. I had Essential Day Moisturizer from Ahava. There was also Grown Alchemist Hydro Restore Lip Balm. Was kind of interesting, but I don't really like this packaging. And there was also Hyaluronic Acid Blur and Hydrate Serum from Luna Nectar, and I decided to choose this palette because it definitely looks very intriguing and I hope it's for the best. So I'm thinking we're gonna start probably playing with this shade. Since my eyelids are ready, I prepped them with my eyeshadow primer, and why don't we start playing? I've noticed from the swatches that a lot of lighter colors weren't really doing much for us, but I like that there's a good combination of cooler and warmer tones, so you can definitely see this nice balanced combo. I'm excited about some of the shimmers. Foils weren't like super impressive, but also they swatched nicely, so you know, it may be good or bad, we'll see. But I think I'm gonna start from the shade over here. It's called Creamy. This color is pretty and honestly it will help me to kind of realize what are we working with, even though the swatches usually are very obvious. Sometimes like when you swatch something, it's not fully shows because you don't layer those colors together and you don't know what to expect when colors layered and they erase each other or they don't just work together. So it's always nice to actually play with shades on the eyelids before judging the palette, so that's what I'm always doing. However, sometimes the swatches may be so impressive that you just know for sure that yes, that's gonna be a great formula. So I'm kind of like buffing this all over. As you guys see, I always do my routine and I really like playing like that because in this case I know that I have very light skin tone, but it helps me to even out my eyelids, but as well to feel the formula, and it's very silky, almost like buttery. It means that there's not going to be a lot of fallouts even though everything happens. I'm gonna grab flat brush and real fast apply the same shade to my lower lash line. I want to layer this very nicely since I need it to stay long for the whole day, so I'm really lightly buffing it. You can barely see it, like I can see it in the mirror, but I'm sure it's really difficult to see this on the camera, so just bear with me. Next I'm going to try this shade over here, this one called Smoothie. Well, it looks very nice and it definitely looks darker. I'm gonna use the same brush because it's technically just gradually making the shades deeper and I want them to blend into each other, so I don't really need to switch the brushes. And I like to use like a smaller fluffy brush because you don't know where it's gonna go and you don't know what kind of intensity you're getting, so it's more precise than just a regular fluffy brush, but also it's easy to use something like that to buff the color versus if it's more precise brush you can't really play safe. You have to be very specific on the, you know, placement, the shadow and stuff like that. But yeah, it looks pretty. It blends really nicely. So I mean, so far it feels a little better than the one we had in the previous video. If you haven't seen my unboxing for the last month, please check that one out because we had a lot of fun products to play with. Also, I wanted to mention that I want to do like whole series about stuff I used and like a updates on them. So I know that I always mention that I'm doing these things in my empties videos, but sometimes I forget and I don't use fully something and it just dries out, and I don't mention that in my empties video because technically it wasn't empty. So I want to do those mini series, like it's going to be like probably up to 5 minutes video, just to, you know, update you on like 3 to 5 products at the same time and tell you what's happening, because I have here mascaras on the side and I'm planning to film about those soon, hopefully. I'm trying not to procrastinate too much on the ideas I have, but yeah, if you'd like me to do something else, to like create some other styles of the videos, let me know. I'm always open to new ideas. You know what, let's do the same color, let's use the same shade also for our lower lash line. Since we're already well layering that first color, let's do the same with the second one. I'm just gonna lightly buff this other shade as well on the bottom, like on our lower lash line. Then I'm gonna go deeper. That's what she said. Okay, so next color is gonna be this one over here, and this one called Dreamy. It's really pretty, almost like a little maroonish, but also it has that neutral tone to it, so I'm excited. I'm kind of like digging into different color palette, but honestly this will work with my skin tone. I know this shade very well. It's still very light, so it's really nice. Blends like a butter. Truly appreciate the way it blends. Doesn't give us crazy intensity though, even though it's buildable, but we're gonna see soon enough after using those darker shades how far we can get with this shades. I mean, take a look. It's pretty. So far I like the process, I enjoy it very much, but we'll see how it's gonna go. Guys, I changed my nails. I know that you're always noticing a lot of small things, and I just want to tell you that I paid so much money that I'm kind of like shocked, and I wasn't sleeping the other night because of the amount they charged me. So yeah, that's the story overall, but you know, it's so expensive to be a girl. I'm not even gonna lie. If you want to treat yourself, take care of your like essential things, and you want those essential things to look amazing, oof, it's expensive. Next, I'm kind of like contemplating, should I do let's do this color. I mean, why would I like overthinking? I'm gonna use the shade, it's caramel, it's dark, still the same brush. Okay, let's try to really lightly place it at the outer portion. Oh, maybe it's not as dark as I thought it would be. I definitely would have to try that black color in order to understand the full intensity we can get into. This is really pretty. It's definitely more on the verbal side. It's not as intimidating as it may look. So I'm kind of like blending this at the outer portion as I'm dragging the rest of the product towards the inner portion, but mostly playing on the crease area, and it's looking pretty. I think it's quite enough for the day look for me personally, but I think I wanted a little more intensity. However, it's quite nice. Sometimes shades like that, like in another eyeshadow brands, like another brands, not only eyeshadow brands, another like makeup brands, they may be way more pigmented, which is good or bad. I don't know, it depends. What do you prefer? But this one is very safe. Like if you're intimidated by dark colors, this palette may be easy to play with. Okay, I'm gonna use the same shade to my lower lash line. I'm almost thinking to use that black color to kind of see what's happening. Maybe I'll use this for like a TikTok video, because I mean, for a work day it may be a little too aggressive, or maybe it will not even give me intensity I want. I don't know, but we're gonna play a little safer right now. Okay guys, so we have a few shades to play in order to add like some sparkle to our eyes. What shall we do? I really like this shade. I like it. It's called Ritzy, and I feel like it combines a lot of cute shades in it. So let's try to build it. It's pretty. I'm gonna apply this to mostly like inner portion, dragging to the center. Oh, that's so pretty. You know guys, I may not even use anything else because I like how perfectly balanced this shade is. Like, look at this. So pretty. Yes, I think I really like it. Let's just add more, because if I'm gonna add other shades, they're a little more aggressive than this one, so it may not look as pretty and cute. It might lead me into another direction, and I'm kind of happy to stay where I am right now. So you know, I like to use my fingers. If you don't like to use your fingers, guys, you're more than welcome to use damp brush or actual brush if you don't want it to look too obvious. Damp brush usually adds more ability for you to kind of like build the color and make it more intense. Oh, I like it. You know what I'm thinking? That next time I should do a cut crease and add this shade on a cut crease because it looks so pretty. Like, it looks really pretty. I don't know, will the lights actually not show fully the shade? Maybe they will make it a little more dull, but yeah, it's really pretty. I like it a lot actually. So I'm thinking that we should add some liner. I think I'm gonna add this Laura Geller liner that's called Warm Cocoa. It's not called Warm Cocoa, it's the name of the color, but it's Style Ice liner. And I got this in one of the boxes as well, so it's really fair to play with this today. And I'm gonna kind of like apply this to my waterline, mostly on the lower waterline, just to add some depth. Yeah, that's so pretty. And maybe a little bit on the top as well, just a bit. I know I look quite crazy when I'm doing this, but there's no other way for me to do this without looking crazy. So just bear with me, that's really specific process. All right, I actually really like it. I think we should add wings, and I'm gonna use today my one size liner. I'm gonna do this off the camera because why would I take your time doing that? Just regular wings, and I'll be back to try another product from the box because that one is gonna kind of like, you know, finish this whole look. So let me do my liner and I'll be right back. Okay, my love, so I was able to add wings, and honestly I noticed one thing that wasn't quite I don't know, satisfying. This shimmer gave me quite a bit of fallout, so just be precise with that. I was just very excited to play with that, so I didn't really think about this twice, but I had some fallout. I also cleaned a little bit around the area just to make it a little more, I don't know, smooth looking. I used the lightest shade in the palette. I actually play with this one to clean around the area, and I used fluffy brush, so it's easy peasy lemon squeezy. Okay, now when I have everything ready, I wanna add mascara, and I have this little guy here to play with. So this one is Bad Girl Bang Volumizing Waterproof Mascara from Benefit Cosmetics. It was my choice. It retails for $29, has 8.5 grams, 6 months of a shelf life, made in France. I was in need for a new mascara. I just had to pick this up even though I'm not a big fan of the waterproof mascaras. I have a shade black. It's a pitch black shade. The spoolie is so nice and clean. It's supposed to literally follow all your lashes from the root to the tip, which is really nice. I'm curious about the removing part, so I'm definitely gonna add the experience I'm gonna have today in the description box down below, so you'll know how was the removing process going for me. And I mean, is it something I'm gonna keep using because I'm not big on waterproof mascaras, as I mentioned before. This mascara is well loved even in waterproof version. I know that a lot of people, when they would go on vacations, they used to buy this mascara. So in the choice section, I'm gonna show you something. I have my hair care product here, and I got a conditioner part, and I probably would need to get shampoo part to kind of like get to know how everything works, but I mean, it's spoiler alert. Still, I decided that since I need a new mascara, I'm gonna just play with this one and see how it goes because I'm very picky with my shampoos. So it's supposed to be a volumized mascara. We're gonna hope for the best. Let's take a look at the choice section real fast. So in the choice section, there was Natasha Denona Berry Pop Chic Trio, and this is a good trio. It just, we already got a blush and I didn't have any desire to get another one, let's put it like that. There was also Iconic London brush set, handbag glam face brush set that looks cute, but also Briogeo hair care destined for density peptide shampoo. Yeah, ideally I would need to get that, but oh well. And there was also Dragon's Blood hyaluronic drink from Rodale, and no, it looked interesting, but at the same time I know it's not the style of the product I'm usually looking for. So I got a mascara because honestly I used to really love the original one, and I honestly still kind of like it. It just depends how my lashes feel, but the waterproof version I needed to try, and I wouldn't probably buy this anytime soon, so that was a good idea for me to play with something like that. I would also mention that this package is adorable. It's kind of like, well, you know this, so I'm not gonna explain this too much. It's like holographic in a way. It's really cute, and it's time to play with that. The spoolie is clean, just like I mentioned. I'm really excited. and stressed, because I know that as soon as you're going to use your mascara for the first time, it's not going to give you that ideal feel you would get after using this for a few times. You have to adjust to the whole process and also kind of like relearn, because the spoolie, the formula is different, and it's going to be probably a little too liquidy the first time, but I'm hoping for the best. So let's just try to build it and see how it goes. My lashes are not feeling the best these days, so it's not ideal time to try new mascara, but also maybe it is the ideal time, because in my good lashes days, usually when I use mascaras, no matter which one I'm gonna use, it just looks so good. So it's really deceiving in a way that, you know, it really depends in what condition your lashes are. Okay, a bit messy, but it's just the initial application because it's still super wet. It will have to get to the point where it will be perfect for application, but as of now it's a little too wet for me. Okay, my loves, here you are, here you have it. Well, they are a little clumpier than I would normally prefer them to be, but it was just the first initial application, so I know from the experience I have that you definitely need to give it some time for the formula to dry out a bit, because it's a little too wet for this time, and you know, you always have to give it a good shot before actually judging. So I'm gonna definitely update you about this mascara. As of now, I want to highlight my inner corners. Let's probably use this shade over here. Just stick my nail into this. That's called Sandy, and let's hope it will give us good intensity for, you know, opening our eye and highlighting inner corners in general. So let's see. Oh yeah, that's pretty. So I damp my brush. I always do that when I use color for inner corners, and yes please, it's so pretty. Ooh, it's really nice. Wow, I'm kind of blown away. I know it's just because of the damp brush, but the color by itself is so pretty. Okay, my loves, I actually really like my eye look. It looks like me for the most part, so that's good. And now let's take a look at the Ipsy choice, and let's talk about this little guy over here that looks very intriguing. This is Dew of the Gods Dewphoria body fragrance that retails for $36. It's a first their scent, body scent. It's called One and Only. It's supposed to be a radiant burst of dragon fruit and lychee and captivating scent that's gonna unfold jasmine and frangipani, as well as vanilla and amber at the end. Definitely something that's gonna change in you. Bright, sweet, a little electric, but at the same time warm, and good transition from summer to fall. Take a look at this holographic box, and as I move it, as I tilt it, it shifts and it's so pretty. And if you remember, guys, in our previous video we got the body lotion from this brand. It was my first initial reaction, first initial introduction to the brand in general, and it's really lightweight and nice. However, I never used it since, so that's a good thing for me to actually revisit that, because I really love the packaging. I wasn't crazy about scent, and if you want to know why, check out my previous video. But it also has glass bottle and just a regular spray. Also, it's vegan, cruelty free, and it has 100 milliliter. And if you're talking about the expiration date, it's going to be 05/2030. And also it's made in China. I don't want to spray a lot, but I definitely want to smell it and see how it changes. So I'm going to just spritz a little bit on the wrist. Not the wrist, but like actual hand. Okay, oof, that's actually sprays. I know a lot of people complain that it doesn't last for a long time, but it's a body spray. So it's good with layering. Like if you're applying this after shower on your body lotion, it most likely will stay longer, but it's not like a full fragrance, you know what I mean? So you don't need to expect it to stay for such a long time. It's pretty, like I like it. I don't know, do I love it? I would need to use this after a shower and actually layer this like I normally layer it. So it will give me better idea. Is it something I'm going to be reaching for? I like that it's kind of like transition from warm season to autumn. At the same time, it's winter time already, basically. So maybe it's going to be something good. It's changing so nicely though. Almost like all the like light notes of fruit and floral notes, they just disappear, and there's like that cozy, calm, nice scent left. I feel like there is a potential, and I'm excited to play with this and actually let you know in a bit how do I feel about this after using this in my routine and engaging with this more than one time. So yeah, that's something I need to update you about. And now I'm I'm thinking we're gonna check our last product. I wanna kind of change my lip at the same time, so I don't know what should I do. Should I change my lip and then come back? No, let's talk about this product, and then when I'm gonna summarize everything, I'm gonna come back and I need to decide what to do with my lips because I feel like it's a little too pale for my liking. I may need a little bolder lip, but I don't know. Either way, let's take a look at our last product, and this was my choice. And as I mentioned to you guys before, this was something I needed to use in a combination with another product, with a shampoo, if to be exact. But I got a conditioner because I'm super picky with my shampoos, and honestly, for me to get a shampoo and conditioner, it's something crazy. Like, I need to really like it. Like, I just literally ordered Aveda and I really like the brand, and they discontinued so many good lines that worked on my hair so beautifully. So now I'm trying on new line they launched, and I literally just got it. So I need to try that before this. But I also have very unfortunate experience and very bad experience. Well, I don't want to say bad experience, but I feel like it was a waste of money with one of very famous products. I'm gonna tell you all about that in probably my empties video, because I actually emptied that. I finished that within I don't know how many times I washed my hair with that. It wasn't many times because I couldn't figure out, is it actually on? It was so weird, the texture is so weird, and I didn't expect that. I don't remember it being like that. So either way, we got a conditioner here. This is BoxyCharm Destined for Density Peptide Conditioner for thicker, fuller hair that retails for $32. It has 8 ounces, made in USA, 18 months of a shelf life, and it says on the packaging not for individual resale. Usually it defines that it came with something, so I'm assuming either it was in a set with a shampoo and Ipsy just, broke them down. So I mean it makes sense, let's put it like that. But still, it's so weird. Maybe they ordered bulk, I don't know what's happening, but it's literally set right here, and yeah, that's interesting. If we're talking about the packaging, it looks really clean, and honestly it smells really lovely, like vanilla. I would say it's more than like a sweeter side. When I worked at Sephora, I didn't see crazy interest in BoxyCharm in general, even though I like the story behind this. I also don't feel like I'm the biggest fan of their brand in general as well, because I didn't discover anything that would become my staple in the routine. Sometimes you need to just love something in order to keep coming back to the same product, since there are so many of them on the market. I'm not saying I don't like the brand, but I'm not saying that I have their products in my routine on like regular basis. I hope it makes sense, because I don't want it to sound negative in any way. But if there's something you like from this brand that you like keep coming back, let me know, because I'd love to try your favorites, because I tried things from them here and there and I'm not fully impressed. I like them, but at the same time, there's something I would prefer buying rather than, coming back to this brand. So we're gonna try this conditioner as we go. I'm thinking that maybe in a couple of weeks I will be able to actually try this, because now, as I mentioned before, I'm using Aveda and I just started, so I don't want to kind of like interrupt this routine to kind of like feel, is it working for me or no? That's what you need to do. I also want to mention that it's good for a lot of hair types. So even if you have like curly or coily hair, I have very straight hair, so that's what I'm saying. But if you have curly, coily, wavy hair, you can definitely try this as well, which is really nice. From the key ingredients, we have here energy complex that delivers kind of like antioxidant protection. They use a lot of good ingredients. This specific formula, this specific line has caffeine and it works good as an antioxidant. We also have biotin. Guys, biotin in general is really good for taking care of elasticity of your hair and also strengthening your hair follicles. And the other ingredient that's like really important here is going to be probably copper peptides, because they definitely support health of your hair in general as well. And copper peptides been in a lot of good formulas that I personally love, so I'm hoping it's going to be something good and I will rediscover this brand for myself again, because it's really nice and the formula is really nice and it's vegan, cruelty free and gluten free. I know that combo would be probably better for me, but also I like to try what I like to try at the same time, because if I'm gonna be loving the conditioner, I would be willing to try the shampoo. But if conditioner will not work, then I'm just gonna keep moving, keep rolling this and keep trying new things, unless the Aveda will actually work for me. The other thing I want to mention is that the formula was really lightweight on the skin, like when I applied a little bit on my hand, and I'm hoping that is gonna be something that will actually prove me wrong. Let's put it like that. Now I also want to analyze my choices, and if you're looking at my choice section, you see again that there is another face palette from Lucky Cheek. There's also Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Freeze Gel. There was African Botanics Oxygenating Cleanser and the lip gloss in a pink shimmer. So actually lip gloss was something I was looking at, but at the same time I looked at the Briogeo conditioner and I realized that I have to try this. I have to see where it goes, and I have to be as open to new products as possible since I'm the one who's reviewing them. So yeah, I need to see the full picture by actually trying this conditioner versus sticking to the stuff that I have so many of. Like, I'm referring to the lip gloss, even though pink shimmer sounds so good. Okay, my loves, I'm gonna be right back to summarize all of this thing. I want to think about my lip combo. It's not making me feel the way I like to feel, so I need to kind of maybe make it a little deeper, or maybe like balance it a little more. I'll think about this right now, so I just need a couple minutes. I'll be right back. We're going to discuss the whole box we got this month and kind of like shortly talk about each product and the total price of this whole situation. Okay, my beautiful people, I'm back, and I actually decided to choose this color of the lip a little different. I know it's not a big difference, but still I feel like in the like normal light, daylight, when I looked in the mirror, this was matching everything so much better that I just decided to stick to this color. And let's real quick take a look at our products we got, and let me tell you what am I thinking about them. So based on my first impression, keep in mind this is just the first impression, I think that I really need to use this little guy here to actually let you know how I feel about this, because it doesn't stay. Like, it's been some time since I was sitting here. Actually, it's been I would say hour and 20 minutes, and it kind of disappeared already. So I mean, you be the judge, but I'll definitely update you how do I feel about this after layering this with my lotion that I use after shower. So it's going to be an interesting thing. If you're talking about blush overall was really nice. I liked it. I made it a little softer looking because I was trying to get to the point that, you know, I don't look unprofessional in the work environment, but at the same time it still has some color on my cheeks, and I feel like I got to that point. So I like it. I like the formula. I feel like it's still a little pricey, but if you enjoy the formula, you don't care about the packaging, go for it. I fully approve the formula. It's really nice, soft and silky. If you're talking about conditioner, that's another thing I need to try on in order to tell you how do I feel, because there's nothing I can tell you about this except of the whole like ingredients and stuff like that. But again, if you have any suggestions about Briogeo and your top loved products from this brand, let me know in the comments down below. If we're talking about the mascara, it was a little clumpier than I would normally go for. I'm a little worried about the process of removing. I definitely have to update you about this, but from the good side, I know that this spool is really nice, and if it will dry out a little bit and it will get to that point where it's like fully usable and user-friendly, I call it this way, I think it may be a good choice, unless the removing procedure is gonna be painful. And eyeshadow palette, it was such a nice eyeshadow palette. However, as I was actually doing my stuff right now, I noticed that I blink a lot and all the sparkles just keep falling. I cleaned up the area underneath and I have more fallout, so it's not a good thing necessarily. I definitely need to use it again to get the idea what's the ideal way of applying this product. But overall I really liked it, and I feel like this was a good choice. I don't regret it, and I'm definitely gonna keep using this. And one day I'll try that black color when I'm gonna be off work, and I'll see how it works. Is it something underwhelming, or maybe there's no pigment at all? Okay, my loves, so let's talk about the total price of this box. So the total price of BoxyCharm by Ipsy for November is $159. I mean, it was really fun. I definitely enjoyed it. I feel like we got money worth of it. So if you have any questions, if you have any suggestions, don't forget to comment underneath. Also leave me your thoughts on these products. Give me some advices if you have any about trying on new stuff, or any ideas about possible videos you would be interested in. And like always, let's learn new Ukrainian word. And I decided to tell you how to say a month in Ukrainian. So if you want to say a month in Ukrainian, you would say it like місяць. Місяць. And you guys, thank you so much for staying till the end of this video. I love you all very much, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.